Hi, Gretchen with Classy Fitness. Thanks so much for joining in. Today I wanted to jump on real fast and talk about one of my very favorite things, and that is traveling. Now, if you're like me, we used to be kind of scared to travel because we do have 4 kids. And as you know, traveling can be a little overwhelming. But there's some great reasons why you should still try to travel, even with your kids, with a big family, and also some of the many benefits. So let's get to it. So first of all, as we're talking about how we can control for new and just get some spark back in our life, one of Brendon Burchard's suggestions, again, is to travel. He says, make a bucket list and just start checking things off, start planning them out. Because as we know, there's some vacations that are going to take a few, if not many years to plan and budget for. And there's some others that, sure, maybe you can do within the next 1 to 3 months. So make your bucket list, sit down with your kids, maybe after dinner on a Sunday night, and get some ideas of what they would really like to do, and you guys can throw some out there as well. Once you have your destinations, here's some of my top tips that have really worked for us, and hopefully they will work for you too. My first tip is to ditch the hotel. I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't doing this already, but we love the website HomeAway. And it's just a great way to find rentals, to find homes or condos that you can rent for a vacation. And for us, this works out really great because, again, as a family of 6, it can get really expensive. Some hotels you need to actually book 2 rooms to accommodate all of us. So once you factor that in, and the fact that if you're booking a home, you can actually cook some of your meals and prepare some meals so you can decrease how much you're eating out. Really, we have found that staying at a home, booking a home, is a very, very cost-effective way of traveling with kids. Also, we found that, at the end of the day, when you get home from a long day of touring, the kids don't want to sit in a hotel room and be quiet. They want to be up and around, and, especially our smaller ones, they don't want to be confined. So if you have the room, if you have a home and you have the space, it just makes for a much easier evening. My second tip is, I kind of touched on this already, but plan to cook. Let's be honest. As a mom, when you go on vacation, unless you're alone and going to a spa with your girlfriends, it's really more of a change of location and not exactly a vacation. But change of locations are good. So let's talk about ways to cook on vacation so you don't feel overwhelmed. Number 1, take your crock pot. Oh my gosh, I love my crock pot. Whether whether it's winter and you're doing soups or stews, or if it's in the summer and you're throwing chicken in there with some salsa, take some tortillas, you got a meal right there. But a crock pot is such an easy way to fix something, forget it, and then you're not really on a schedule either. So whenever you get home from your day, you've got your meal right there waiting for you. Another one, we always take breakfast food with us. Now, my kids know when we travel, they get those, I know I'm going to cringe just saying this, but the travel packs of cereal, like the 6 or whatever from Kellogg's or General Mills, the kind of cereal that we never buy our kids normally. That's our vacation cereal. So they know on vacation, mom's going to bring 1 or 2 of those. And it's just, a little special treat for them on vacation. My husband and I usually take, we'll still take eggs, or maybe I'll make some banana bread or yogurts, or, something a little bit healthier. But it's a very inexpensive, easy way to feed the family, add a little treat, a little, fun on your vacation without killing your budget. My next tip, be realistic. This is one that we kind of learned the hard way. When you're traveling with kids, you have got to schedule in downtime or fun time. So if we're off touring, doing something that mom and dad are interested in the morning, then the afternoon really needs to be, at a pool or at a park or something that they are looking forward to. And if you can't split your days, then maybe one day is something that mom and dad picked out and the next day is something that the kids picked out. We found, instead of trying to plan this dream vacation and fit everything in, if we're realistic and make sure we set aside some times for things that the kids are really into, it just makes for a much better overall vacation. And my fourth and final tip for the day is to drive whenever possible. I know some of you are probably like, oh, I don't want to drive with my kids. But you guys, we drive everywhere we can with our kids, even if it's a multi-day adventure. We found, first of all, it saves money. And second of all, you can make the time in the car really fun. I like to pack, different treats or little activities for them to do in the car. We have fallen in love with podcasts. There's this really great one called Tell Me Something I Didn't Know. And they're like hour-long episodes, and I'm telling you, it makes the time go by like this. It makes my younger ones fall asleep, which is awesome, and my older ones really get into it, and they just kind of learn a bit of trivia. You can also use the time to sing songs, you can play games. I mean, how many times can you play I Spy something? But, just really enjoy the journey with your family. If you're going to be staying overnight, this is a good time for a hotel with a pool. Hotels are cool for kids. So make sure you get there early enough that you can load up the kids and take them down to the pool and just let them hang out in the hotel for a little bit. And bonus, if you find a hotel that has breakfast in the morning, so that's just one more thing that you don't have to worry about. So with that, there are so many studies out there saying how important it is for us to unplug and disconnect from the daily grind, but also to plug in and recharge with our families. And I think traveling is a perfect way to do it. And it is something that everybody can do, even with kids. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a blessed day.